Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it, and we have football, a full slate of football. Yes, Red Zone does have commercials now, and that absolutely freaking sucks, but we do have football today, and that's a reason to be excited. So welcome in. This is I think our first Sunday morning live stream we've ever done. So we're going to try it. Drop a like if you enjoy the Sunday morning streams. We'll keep doing it. But yeah, definitely excited to answer some start-sit questions. Obviously, we're going to go through the injury report as well today and talk about some of the other updates that you need to know before the game start in 2 hours. So we have approximately 2 hours. Appreciate you guys jumping in the comments. What's up? Illini, good to see you, man. He says PPR Swift or Harvey. I would probably go Swift this week. We know Swift is the starter, and so I think if you're deciding between those two guys, I think you're taking the guy you know is going to get the guaranteed touches. So I'm going to copy this and get your comments on the stream, but drop a comment and say, hey, if you are here. Appreciate you guys jumping in. Let's freaking do this. So I will answer as many comments in the chat as I possibly can. But I will prioritize, of course, questions on the site. I've got the link up top pinned right here. It's very easy to get a start-sit question during today's stream. As you can see, I have it here on my little page, and I'm going to be answering some of the start-sit questions that are already in our queue. Of course, we'll have plenty of time for anybody who wants to get a start-sit question. I'll answer as many as I can in the YouTube chat as well. It's just I have to do those, and then we'll move over, et cetera, et cetera. You know the drill. So appreciate you guys. And yeah, if you do click on, I can just show you here real quick, our bit.ly will take you to this page here. And once you're at this page, you of course had start sit, super chat. You can do a team review. We could technically do one before the game if you wanted to. Trade questions as well. So everything that you need is on this bit.ly that I have pinned, and I'll keep posting the link in the comments as well. But let's start first with, let's go through injuries real quick. I didn't see anything on quarterbacks already, so let's just jump straight to wide receiver injuries. So Worthy doesn't have a timetable. I heard that this morning. There's really not a ton we can do about that yet. Tesla's playing, but we're not starting him. Jennings doesn't have an injury designation. Mims doesn't have an injury designation. Tyreek Hill's good to go. Torrey Horton is good to go. Jaden Reed is still questionable. And so that was of the 5th. I haven't heard anything about Jaden Reed. Have we heard anything about Jaden Reed yet? I'm going to be checking Twitter as well, as sometimes the updates come through there quicker than they come through anywhere else. But in terms of Jaden Reed, I'm not seeing. I haven't seen anything. So we don't really know about Jaden Reed. I guess he's going to be game time. I did see Malik Neighbors is playing. I did see Darnell Mooney was questionable. Obviously, Godwin's not playing. Jefferson doesn't have an injury designation. Mike Evans was resting, but he's good to go. Khalil Shakir is going to be playing today for sure. So we'll see. We will see with the wide receivers there. But I'm honestly most curious about guys like Jaden Reed, things like that. And so Jaden Reed's going to give it a go. Okay, that's probably bad news for my Flock League team. As you can see, I've got Matthew Golden as my starting flex spot. Oh, I need to pick up a freaking kicker before today's stream is over. I got to do that. Kickers suck. But let's jump over and we'll go back and we'll do running backs here in a minute. Let's jump over and let's do a start-sit question or two, and then we'll talk about the running back injuries for today that you need to know about before you set your lineups today. Again, nothing crazy from a wide receiver standpoint. You know, if you have Jaden Reed, I would probably consider putting him in your flex spot. I don't know. I mean, I feel like he's going to be the guy that's there and, you know, playing – I feel like I would lean towards the veteran in week 1 over Matthew Golden, to be honest with you. I just have to start Golden. I could start Pittman over Golden is the thing. So maybe I have to ask the chat if I should start Pittman or Golden in the Flock League. But either way, Diggs is also without an injury designation there. So, okay. Brody, I appreciate you, man. At quarterback, this is a Dynasty League. It's a super flex. Quarterback, we're going Cam Ward or Trevor Lawrence. Let me check. Honestly, I'm going to bounce back and forth between rankings here. I've got Lawrence ranked higher, I think, for this week, and so I'm gonna say Lawrence for quarterback. In terms of your flex, you've got Ja'Cory Crosky, Merritt, Dylan Sampson, Cam. I don't think Cam Ward. You're probably starting him in your super flex, and then Tank Bigsby. I would probably go Dylan Sampson out of these guys here, honestly. I'm not super convinced about Ja'Cory Crosky, Merritt in week 1. We're gonna see. Like, this is gonna be very interesting with Ja'Cory Crosky, Merritt because, you know, obviously, it could go a lot of ways. I think I saw in the betting odds, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Chris Rodriguez is actually like more, he has a better Vegas line to score a touchdown than Ja'Cory Cross-Camara does. So do with that information what you will, but I'm not super comfortable throwing JCM in my flex spot today, so I'm going to go with Dylan Sampson, who I know is going to get some of the carries there. It looked like Jerome Ford and Dylan Sampson have pretty much been splitting the first team reps 50-50. And so at least there I know that there's going to be some first team reps. I would imagine Eckler and JCM will split it, but I'm just not sure what JCM's ceiling is in his first game in the NFL. And again, we just don't know how much of that is noise. And so, but appreciate you. And yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. Jump over and answer a couple from the chat here real quick. CMC or Ridley or Garrett Wilson? I think you have to go CMC there. He's playing. You start him no matter what. So you got to go one of those. Judy or Waddle? I need this dub. We all need this dub. It's week 1. Getting your fantasy team started on the right foot is vitally important. Judy or Waddle? I mean, I think we talked about this one. I think we talked about this one in our video that we released Friday. Or yesterday. It was yesterday, I think. We are going Judy, actually. Jerry Judy, with Joe Flacco at the realm, it's also projects to be a pretty high-scoring game. Obviously, the Browns are going to have to keep up with the Bengals offense, and so they're going to be throwing the ball out. They're going to be airing the ball out a lot. And so I think we're going Judy here. I mean, I think you take Judy. Waddle obviously has a good matchup against the Colts. However, Judy's the wide receiver 1 in his offense. Judy's going to be in a high-scoring game, most likely, and so that's why we lean Jerry Judy. It's going to be interesting, so... Chris Rodriguez is a healthy scratch. Is that true? Is that confirmed? That's very interesting. I don't know. Maybe we're overthinking it. Maybe it's Chris, or maybe it's JCM and that's it. Yep. Chris Rodriguez is not playing. Okay. Wow. That's actually a little bit surprising. So JCM, I mean, now you feel a little bit more comfortable starting him. I'm still not starting over Dylan Sampson like in the last question, but you definitely feel more comfortable starting him now that now that you don't have Chris Rodriguez there. It takes away a little bit of ambiguity. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you. Hunter or McMillan today. That's tough. So I don't know if you guys saw this report, but Travis Hunter, full-time wide receiver, every down wide receiver, situational cornerback. Great news for fantasy football. So if you have him on your roster, look, I'm very comfortable starting both of these guys today, McMillan or Hunter. Now, in terms, I'm obviously going to have McMillan ranked higher for this week. So there is that. So I'm going to go with my rankings and say McMillan. I think McMillan is going to have a good first week in the NFL. Where do I have him ranked? 21. And I have Hunter at 31. So we're going to go T-Mac there. I think he's probably the guy I would go with. Although I think Travis Hunter's a great flex this week, by the way. If you have Travis Hunter in your lineup, I think this is going to be an absolutely great flex. So Coleman or Leggett. I think that's actually really tough. I think I have Coleman ranked higher, but I honestly get why people would want to start with Leggett with no Coker. We actually have Leggett and Coleman is where? I'm going Coleman there. I mean, again, I guess Shakir is playing, and I didn't know that when I was making these rankings, and so probably I'd put them in the same tier. Lots of Leggett or Tillman. I do have Leggett down a little bit. Let's update our week 1 rankings real quick. I need to rank these guys a little bit more with our new information here because I had Leggett for week 1. Lots of Leggett. I don't have a single Leggett share, to be honest with you. So I hope he doesn't pop off or I'm gonna look like an idiot. Leggett, between these guys up here, I still would see Coleman. I would move down is the thing a little bit because we know now that Khalil Shakir is going to be full go for today. So for Leggett, I'm thinking he's right there in that tier with those guys. And so in terms of Leggett or Tillman, I would probably say Xavier Leggett there for sure. I have him ranked over Tillman now. In fact, I would probably say Tillman. I mean, obviously Keenan Allen already played, but we have Thielen, guys like that. I'd probably say there. So, all right, let's answer a couple questions here real quick. I got the link again that I'm dropping in the comments if you guys want to get your start sit question on the screen. And I can guarantee that, again, I'm prioritizing these first. Okay, James Conner, DK Metcalf. So we got a couple flex guys here. You've got Conner, you've got Cook. So you're doing Conner and Cook no matter what. Boom, boom. Your other running backs. So we need a second quarterback here. I would go Drake May in week 1. So we got Drake May. And then again, Cook, Conner. I love flexing running backs. You don't have a third running back here that I love to flex, so you move on to the wide receivers, and you've got a great selection. Holy smokes. So it's between DK and Adams. It's between DK and Adams in my rankings, I think. And so looking up here, We have DK at 27. We have Devontae Adams at 15. So that's really not even close. I think you go Devontae Adams in week 1. Obviously, you have a healthy Matt Stafford, of course. And so it would, you do have Debo, you have Jaden Reed. Man, your lineup is absolutely stacked. This is a dynasty team. You need to do some up tiers here, Fraser. Your team is insane. But I would go guaranteed production in your running backs, and then I would start Devontae Adams, who in my opinion is the best wide receiver on your team. So Leggett is still available for me. Do you think he's worth it over Reed with his injury? That's a great question. I don't remember where I have Jaden Reed over him still by about 8 spots. But I mean, you could make the argument that Leggett is the floor play there, and that Jaden Reed is the ceiling play. So who knows? I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to go Leggett if you feel a little bit safer with that. So DJ Moore or Egbuka? That's a great question. I think you have to go DJ Moore there. I think you still have to go DJ Moore. They're playing Minnesota, obviously. And then in terms of, let me open it this way. Where's my ranking? Okay, we already added these. I'll publish them. I want to go back to the big rankings page. In terms of DJ Moore and Egbuka, like I still do have DJ Moore quite a while ahead of him. I mean, obviously, again, playing DJ Moore playing the Minnesota Vikings tomorrow on Monday Night Football. Egbuka going to be in a good matchup as well. I like Egbuka a lot this week. I still think I would lean DJ Moore. Again, I think Egbuka is the floor play. I think Egbuka's floor is high this week. Ridley or Swift. That's really close. I would go DeAndre Swift. I mean, Calvin Ridley does have a tough matchup, and so I do like flexing running backs, and so I'm going to lean running back there. So appreciate you, Fraser. Let me know if you have any other questions there. Alex, looks like I don't have any other options for you here. So Alex, if you're watching this later, I'm going to send you a start sit voucher. You have to put the options in for me so I can see. But did send you a voucher, so you do have that free start sit question still. So we appreciate you. And if you want to resubmit on the stream, go for it. All right, straight cash, homie. Here we go. Looks like you've got most of your lineups set here. Obviously, Javonte, you did not start. Big rip in the chat. It's Garrett Wilson. I mean, I think it's Garrett Wilson or Tracy here. It's really Garrett Wilson or Tracy. So let's go to our overalls. My guess is we're going to have Garrett Wilson higher here still. It's not that far off. Why is Chigo Okonkwo? Oh, this is wacko. All right, we're going to go into create rankings, actually. Okay. Garrett Wilson we have at 35. Tyron Tracy we have pretty well below that, actually. So, yeah, we'll go Garrett Wilson in your flex spot here. We'll go Garrett Wilson. I'd start your best players here if I were you, straight cash on me. I think you can make a better argument for Tracy over Judy, but you seem want to start Judy, and so that's totally okay. So, shout out Brandon in the chat. Appreciate you. Give away a membership, so appreciate you, Brandon. I'll answer your question. I'm assuming that's what you want. Mike Evans, Tyreek, BTJ, or London. Pick 2. We will go with... I mean, I think you go with your best 2 receivers there, Brian Thomas Jr. and Drake London, I think is what you have to do. So, I think you got to. Appreciate you. Egbuka or Garrett Wilson, half PPR. I think you go Garrett Wilson here still. I still have Garrett Wilson in my wide receiver ranks. I still have Garrett Wilson at 16. I don't have Egbuka near that high. Look, you drafted Garrett Wilson to start him. I think you got to do it. Playing Pittsburgh. It's not a terrible matchup, honestly. It's going to be a lower scoring game, and that's probably the thing you're worried about. Whereas Egbuka is going to be in that higher scoring game versus Atlanta. But in my opinion, I think I'm telling a lot of people to start Garrett Wilson right now. So I really need him to step it up. So, and Brandon, by the way, I'm dropping the link. I know you're probably doing that because there's no super chat, but there is a super chat message on the site. Again, if you go here to the link and it says super chat right here, it's same thing, but it doesn't take. It's not YouTube taking all of our money. So appreciate you giving away a membership there. So. I did see Alex sent one in, so you're good, Alex. Flexing here. You're flexing between RJ Harvey, Dylan Sampson, Ricky Pearsall, Jaden Higgins, JMO. I mean, my gosh. I'd probably start JMO. I think I've got JMO ranked higher than all these guys this week. JMO at 28, and then your other options at wide receiver. Again, Ricky Pearsall, who I have at 39. I think you start JMO here. None of the running backs I feel super comfortable with, but JMO. I mean, they just paid JMO, what, 3 years, $84 million, something like that, right? What a payday for Jameson Williams, by the way. My goodness. What a payday. Yep, I like JMO on that last flex spot, so we appreciate you. All right. One from Eric, and then actually it looks like, Eric, you just set your filled out lineup. So again, you do have to give me options, Eric, if you're watching this later. I'm just going to go ahead and send this back to you for free, but we appreciate you, man. All right, let's answer some from the chat. PPR flex, Jalen Warren, Olave, or Jacoby Myers. I would go Chris Olave. Well, I don't know. You could make a pretty good argument to go Jalen Warren this week. Matchup-wise against the Jets, let me just pull up my matchups real quick and the lights for these guys. So in terms of Jalen Warren, matchup-wise this week, you're looking at, again, Pittsburgh, New York Jets. The lights are yellow for all of these guys. The Vegas light is red, so it's not a great running back start, to be honest with you. Whereas, looking at Olave, that matchup, I think they're going to throw the ball to Olave a lot. I don't know. Jalen Warren is the running back one there right now, though. Start the running back. Start Jalen Warren. That's going to be my final answer there. Start Jalen Warren there. I can't tell you to not start a starting running back in week 1. I don't think Jalen Warren's startable the whole season, but I do think in week 1 he probably could be startable. So, Tet or Igbuka and happy. I would go Tet McMillan. So it sucks. I want to start Igbuka, but I like your other options better. So appreciate you. All right. Let's answer this trade question here real quick. Xavier Worthy in a first or Jalen Hurts. I mean, you take Hurts there for sure. Take Hurts there. All right, Baker's got a start-sit question for us. This is an 8-team full PPR league. Start 11. It's a Dynasty league as well. Looks like you're just deciding in your flex here. So tight end, you haven't decided yet. It's Evan Ingram or Colston Love, and you go Evan Ingram there for sure. In terms of your flex, you've got Pollard, auto start. I see Chuba, auto start, and then you've got DK or Zay are the most likely candidates here. I'd probably just say start DK Metcalf. I do still have DK Metcalf above Zay Flowers by about 5 spots, and so I will lean DK Metcalf still, even with a tough matchup. I know he's gonna have sauce on him all day, but he's like the only guy that Aaron Rodgers can throw to, I feel like. And so I feel like even though he has sauce on him, he's just going to be a guy that is peppered with targets in his first week with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So go DK there. Appreciate you, Baker. All right, Dirty Laborer's got a start-sit question here for us. You considering really Lawrence or Stroud? Let me check my QB ranks, but I think I have Lawrence higher this week. They're in the same tier, but I have Lawrence 2 spots higher technically. I don't mind any of these guys. I would go Lawrence in his first week with 2 elite wide receivers there. And then in your last flex spot, it's between Sutton, Hunter, and CJ Stroud. I think you drafted Sutton to start Sutton, even though that is a tough matchup for Cortland Sutton in week 1. Last year, the Titans very good against fantasy football wide receivers. But looking at my ranks here, I do have Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton at 19. So I think you've got to start him. I honestly, and also Rome Odunze's in there. I guess Rome Odunze would be the next guy, and then it's Travis Hunter. So I would start Cortland Sutton, though. I would start Cortland Sutton. If it were my lineup, that's what I would be doing with it. So appreciate you, Dirty Laborer. A couple from the chat here real quick. Igbuka or Rome, I probably would lean Emeka Igbuka this week. I probably need to update my rankings for that. Actually, I didn't realize I had Rome. It is going to be a good game if for Rome, I guess. That is... I lied. I would go Rome. I would go Rome Odunze there, Ozzy. You have to sit one of these guys. Igbuka, Pearsall, DJ, or Hunter. If you guys with your Igbuka Hunter stuff is making me... I feel like they're gonna pop off. Man, that is tough. Egbuka, Pearsall, DJ Moore, and Hunter. You can see in my rankings here. Egbuka, Hunter, all in the 30s. Pearsall's in the 30s. DJ Moore I have technically the highest. So let's go DJ Moore, Travis Hunter, and Emeka Egbuka. I think sit Pearsall. I think that's my answer. So that kind of sucks, but I don't love sitting Pearsall in week 1, but whatever. It's fine. Warren or Cook. Cook pretty easily there. I've Cook a lot higher this week in my rankings, so I would. They gave him the money. I'd start him. So Chubb or Olave in your flex spot. I would go Olave in this case. I don't really want to start Nick Chubb. I'm kind of worried about what he's actually going to do when he's on the field. So let's take a look at the running back injuries for today as well. Looks like CMC is going to play. So if you do have CMC, in my opinion, you have to plug him into your lineup. You have to start him, no questions asked, right? I mean, at the point where he is healthy and playing, you drafted him to start him because of his league winning upside. And so I think you've got to do that this week. Kyle Monangai, this is an interesting one. So Kyle Monangai, no injury designation for week 1. So that's a very good thing. And honestly, before the game start, if you have an extra roster spot and he's on your waivers, I would go ahead and pick him up and just let him sit on your roster. I think he's somebody that I think he's one injury away from being the one there. 2, though, what if he's the Monty? What if he's the Monty in that offense? What if Monangai, because I mean, DeAndre Swift's not great in the red zone. He's not great inside the 5. So Kyle Monangai is a guy that, I mean, I think if you can pick him up and put him on your roster, you have an extra roster spot, I'd just go do it. And worst case scenario, you drop him Monday or you drop him for waivers, but Jordan James is out. I think Garindo is another guy that you maybe should pick up. B-Rob, because I guess B-Rob is playing. The thing is, B-Rob doesn't really know the playbook. B-Rob is a stream, obviously, if Chris McCaffrey doesn't play, but Chris McCaffrey's leaning to play. Devon Achane is playing against the Colts, and so definitely keep Ollie Gordon on your bench and keep Ollie Gordon as an option, but, it does look like it's going to be Achane, at least at the beginning. Roshan Johnson's going to be out, by the way. And then Kenneth Walker's also playing. Let's do tight ends real quick while we're at it. Darren Waller ruled out. This one blindsided me. Never saw this one coming. Who would have guessed that Darren Waller was going to get hurt? Likely is out. Makes Andrews a good start this week. And that's about it. So, couple updates there, injury-wise for you. All right, we are going to keep it moving here. Again, I've got the link in the chat. I'll keep answering questions from the chat, obviously, and from, I got to prioritize these ones over here, but I'll answer as many as I can from the chat. You doing Travion or Sutton in the flex? That's a great question. Oh, that is so hard to decide. I honestly lean Henderson. I lean Henderson this week. I know that's probably a hot take, but that would be a very tough one for me. It's a redraft sour league. This is a start-sit question. I think I missed a start-sit question. I might have to bring that back over. Chase Brown, Jacoby Myers, or James Cook and Tet McMillan here. Wow. I would take James Cook and Tet here. I would take James Cook and Tet. Just being honest with you. All right, S. Varn, you've got a couple guys here. Travis Hunter, DK Metcalf, or Jalen Waddle. DK is, I think, the guy you have to start here in your last flex. It's tough. I like Travis Hunter this week, but I think you go the vet. I think you go DK. I think anytime you can start a veteran in week 1 over a rookie, most of the times you do. I think you pretty much just do that. And so that's where I'm going to lean, like general lineup philosophy in week 1 with rookies. I think Egbuka is going to have a great week. I think Hunter's going to have a great week. But I think that I can't guarantee it, right? So, this is a dynasty trade question. It's Caleb Williams in a second or Genty. I mean, let's look at your team here. Yeah, it's not pulling in your team right. I'll take a closer look at that after the stream, honestly. All right. 2026 early mid second. This is another dynasty trade question. I'm going to keep going with start sets here. We'll stay on the start set questions. I'll answer the trade questions during the games. All right, Ziggy wants us to just set his lineup for us this week. Let's do this thing. My 2 highest guys here, I think, are Lawrence and May. I think I have Penix below both of those guys. I do. So we'll go May and Lawrence this week for your quarterbacks. Running back wise, James Conner's your best running back here, so you are going to start James Conner this week. In terms of the rest of your guys here, it's between Scadaboo and JCM. At this point, I'd go Corey Krosky-Merritt just because you do have the news that Chris Rodriguez is not active for the Commanders, which means I don't know who else they're going to give the ball to at this point. So if you have JCM, you can consider starting him, I think, now. So, all right. You're going to lose to the guy who drafted Judkins in the 5th round. If I do, I'm never talking to anybody again. I'm gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna talk to anybody if I lose Nathan. I don't even want to discuss that possibility. That would be humiliating. Okay, so at wide receiver, you go Nico, obviously, you go Mike Evans, and then I would go, I hope he started Ladd already, right? I hope he started Ladd. And Ziggy, you can tell me if you did start Ladd. Tight end wise, of course, you go Trey McBride. And then in your flex, you've got some good receivers here that you can start. Tet, I would go. You've got Travis Hunter down here. You clearly want to start him, which I'm totally cool with. And then you're really between like Zach Charbonnet. I don't know if you already started Worthy. And then DJ Moore, of course. I think you would start DJ Moore in this scenario as well. It would probably be DJ Moore would be, yeah, I like the order I have him. So I appreciate you, though, Ziggs. All right, Golden or Ridley for a flex this week? This is a good question. Obviously, again, anytime you can start a veteran, I lean just start the veteran week 1. But I think Ridley. Look, Golden has a better matchup, but Jaden Reed is playing. If Jaden Reed wasn't playing, I'd probably say Golden. But Ridley is going to have, I get it. Ridley is going to have Surtain on him all day. But I think you do still start Ridley there. I do still think you start Ridley, so... I did start Worthy, I did start Ladd. Yeah, so that's going to take a couple guys out here, obviously. So because of that, I think DJ Moore would be the odd man out there, if that makes sense, Ziggs. So I appreciate you. All right, F-Rody, here we go. This is your Dynasty Superflex lineup. I will answer trade question after stream, by the way. I have to go really in depth in those, and this is a start-sit stream, so I want to focus on those. Tua and JJ McCarthy. Oh, this is a tough one because you have Purdy already. I have them back to back. Start whichever one you go with your gut on this one. Against the Colts, I'd probably say Tua. In your last flex spot here, of course, you've got Olave. Yep, it's Olave. Yep, Olave is the guy you're starting there. So I'd flex Olave. I'd start JJ this week again. Or sorry, I'd start Tua. Tua's playing the Colts. It's a good matchup. I think they'll probably have their way against the Colts. So Hunter or DJ Moore? I have DJ Moore ranked higher. I tend to go veteran over rookie in week 1 again. It's tough because I like Travis Hunter a lot this week, but I would probably go DJ Moore. So. And again, if you want to get your start sit question answered, it's very easy. Just follow the link right here. It will take you to this page. You just go here, do start sit, put your lineup in, and I can see it on my end, and we can talk about your lineup for this week. Definitely want to make sure we're getting our lineups right for week 1. All right. Alex has a question for us here. This is a Dynasty Superflex lineup, and he's just like, hey, fill it out for me. Obviously, you got your 2 quarterbacks there, Alex, in Josh Allen and Kyler Murray. At running back, I would probably go. I hope you did. You start Javonte? I hope you started Javonte. I'd probably go Dobbins. Oh, Connor, for sure. And then wide receivers, you've got, of course, it looks like Jefferson. You've got Brian Thomas. At tight end, you've got Loveland. And then your last flex at that point would be one of DK or Travis Hunter. I think you go one of... did you start Javonte, Alex? I'm curious. Mooney is out for today, so that's news. That's news. Didn't start Javonte. Okay, that's fine. In that case, you probably go DK Metcalf there. Over the... I think full point PPR league here. I think you go wide receiver over the running backs that you have. So start your studs again, and then I would choose Dobbins and Connor out of the other guys. Your other options, of course, being like Jordan Mason. I think those are your running back options for this week. So I think I have Dobbins ranked above Jordan Mason. Where is Jordan? There he is. Yeah, I have Dobbins ahead of him. So we're gonna go with Dobbins this week for your second running back spot. So no Monty. Oh, I guess Monty's probably my highest ranked guy then. I didn't realize you had him. Yeah, I do see him now. Okay, I would go Monty and Connor actually. You're right. So I guess at that point it's just a matter of J.K. Dobbins or DK Metcalf in your flex. DK's got sauce on him. I mean, that's tough, honestly. Or you could go Travis Hunter. And if you're feeling lucky, try Travis Hunter. If not, I think the safe play. I just don't know what the split's going to be like between Dobbins and Harvey. So, like, it's hard for me to suggest Dobbins as a start. Obviously, Dobbins, if he's really the running back there, is the floor play. And you know that. So, I don't know. That's tough. It's only a one flex league. It is a full point PPR. I'm going to start DK. I think DK was my initial gut reaction. So, yeah, big dig incoming for London and Pitts both because Darnell Mooney is out. Darnell Mooney is going to make a pretty big difference there. So, on the weeks where you don't have him, I mean, that's going to be big. So, EB, I'm starting Kyler over Flacco for sure. And then in your last flex spot here, Travis Hunter or Marvin Harrison Jr., I have Marv higher. I think you drafted Marv to start Marv. I think you have to. I think you got to start Marv here. So Waddle's also tempting. I'd rather start DK this week, to be honest, or Harvey. I think I have both those guys. So, but yeah, DEB. I think you definitely go Marv here in your last flex spot. So the lineup looks good here though. You have great receivers. So. Appreciate you, man. Take a couple from the chat here real quick. Marv or Olave, we'll go Marvin Harrison Jr. this week. I honestly, they're probably going to take it to the Saints, and I would rather have the better receiver in Marvin Harrison Jr. And so I think that's where we go there. So Flowers or Hunter in the flex. I think I have Hunter ranked higher. I'm glad. I need Hunter to. Yeah, I do have Hunter ranked higher. I'm going to go Hunter here. I want to move Hunter up a little bit because I want to, because I legitimately think Hunter's going to have a very good day. So at Buka or Ridley, I have these guys pretty much back to back. Pick your choose on these guys. Honestly, pick whichever one you want. I have these guys back to back, and so it's honestly up to you. Again, I think Ridley is. I think Igbuka is the floor play. I think Ridley is the ceiling play. So I think it's more likely Ridley scores a touchdown than Igbuka, but I think Igbuka is going to have probably more consistent target volume and receptions because he's not going to have Pat Surtain on him. So that's probably the main thing. Igbuka, Kenneth Walker, or Olave as the flex here. I think you got to go Kenneth Walker. You got to go Kenneth Walker here, Joan, for sure. Got to. All right. Odunze Coleman or Jordan Mason. I would probably say Odunze there. Yeah, I would go Odunze. Starting Nico, JSN, Marv, and Igbuka. Nice. What's the good, Justin? Good to see you, man. Downs or Dobbins and flex. I'd probably go Dobbins. I'd probably go starting running back there. So, all right, CJ, appreciate you. 2 running back decisions here we got to make. Austin Eckler. I think we go with the first one pretty easily. I'm a big guy in Eckler this week. I think you go Aaron Jones here. But then in your flex, I mean, it's Flowers or Dobbins. I'd probably go Dobbins. I'd start all your running backs on this team here, CJ. So yeah, so it's a redraft 14 team start 7. So I would start your running backs here. I think they're, I guess it is a little bit more upside oriented, but that being said, Flowers is not an upside receiver, so I'm not even worried about that. So all right, and then Larian, appreciate you, man. Flex spots here. So this is between Flowers, Harvey, Ridley, and Reed. This is tough. It is a tight end premium, but I don't want to start Njoku in a tight end premium league, to be honest with you. I don't know. It could end up being the play. I don't really want to start Harvey. I don't really want to start Flowers. I think you start Ridley for sure, even with the tough matchup here. And then the other one, I mean, you could go Njoku. He does have the really good connection with Flacco, where there's been proven fantasy production there in that offense when they've played together. You don't have like a sure thing starting running back. So it's between Flowers, Reed, and Njoku. If I'm starting a receiver, I'll let you make the decision. But if I'm starting a receiver, it's Flowers. If you want to start David Njoku at tight end, I don't blame you. I just don't love flexing tight ends. But I do see why you would want to. So I would say probably Flowers here would be my pick. So yeah, that's how I'd fill it out right now. But we appreciate you, man. All right. Jay Yeager, appreciate you. I got the link right here again if you want to get your start sit question answered in the stream so I can take a look at your lineup for this week, give you my thoughts on it. Right there, just go follow the link. There's a little button here. It says start sit, and we'll take you straight there. It's very easy to submit, and it's yeah, again, if you join with the season pass with code domain, you actually get free start sit question as well. And so you might as well, if you're going to have a trade question at any point in the season as well, just go ahead and get that season pass. $34. You can use code domain and get the free start sit question as well. So pretty much everything filled out here except for the last flex spot. I mean, Breece Hall jumps off the screen. I think you have to start it's only a start one running back league here. But I think you've got to start Breece here. You've got Bijan. Tough matchup for Ridley. Don't really know with Ricky. JCM he's gonna get less volume. I think you start Breece Hall. Breece Hall, in my opinion, is a no-brainer start for your flex spot here. And so roll with Breece. We'll see what happens, but I'd rather take the guy that's gonna get volume. So thanks, Brian. Appreciate you, man. James says, love the Sunday streams. Thanks. Yeah, if you guys enjoy the Sunday streams, please drop a like. Tells us that we should maybe do some more of these. We got 65 likes right now. Appreciate it. If you helped us out and dropped a like on the stream. And also, if you support, again, it costs like $3 or it's free to get a start sit question. And so check out the start sit question link right here. It supports us. We appreciate you. Okay, so this is already filled out, it looks like, for Lubby. We have one flex spot here that we need to decide on. And it's a lot of young guys, a lot of rookies here. Corey Krosky-Merritt is here, and he jumps off the screen as the one guy who could be getting the most volume of all the different guys in your lineup here. And so, I mean, obviously you could try Bateman. The only guys I'm really considering here are Dameon Pierce and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt and Bateman. And I think Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, I would much rather just take a shot on JCM and hope that he gets relevant volume in his first week as a commander. And so I'm going to go Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. We're starting Bill this week. Starting Bill. Jax, appreciate you submitting your start sit question, man. Juwan Jennings or Rome Odunze in your last flex spot? I'm going Rome, and that's not even relatively close for me. I have Rome much higher than I have Juwan Jennings this week. As much as I love Jennings, I do feel like him not practicing this year is going to severely hurt the beginning of his season. And so I definitely feel more comfortable. Starting Rome Odunze. And again, I expect big things. I'm hoping for big things for Rome Odunze this year. We have him as a breakout candidate. We have had him as a breakout candidate the entire offseason. And so I would probably say Rome Odunze just to be consistent with our own takes there. What's up, Cole? Good to see you, man. Wide receiver. Oh, gosh. Between the rookies. I've got them ranked back-to-back, Cole. So I honestly, they're both great plays. I'll go Ibuka for your team. They're both fantastic. Oh, you've also got Rome here. I would probably start Rome Odunze. I don't know what you think about that, Cole, but I'd probably start Rome Odunze. So it didn't say you were considering him, though. It said you were trying to consider one of the rookies. I have Rome ranked the highest, but again, like I have Rome at 23, I have Ibuka and Travis Hunter at 29 and 30. They're all great plays for this week. Every single one of them is great play. I think both the rookies have great games this week. So Downs or Tracy in full point PPR, I would go Tracy. I'd go starting running back there. I'm starting Tracy where I can this week. Judy and Mecca or Tet must start one. I would go Tet McMillan there. St. Clair, appreciate you. Ethan Chisholm is out. Thank you, Booty Clap. Well, I'm honestly glad that at least for this week, since I had to drop Ethan Chisholm in the Flock League, I'm honestly glad that that I don't have to watch him pop off only for somebody to steal him from me on waivers. So that's going to be good. I do need to, real quick, if you guys want to help me with this, I do need to drop a player in the Flock League. Here's my bench. Marks, Tootin. I don't want to drop Marks. I know that's the guy. I'm thinking I drop Najee. I got to drop somebody for a kicker. I'm thinking I drop Najee. What do you guys think? Why is it not letting me pick up a kicker? I'm thinking it's Najee. Who do you guys think I drop here? I think it's Najee Harris. I don't think Najee's going to be relevant this year in that offense. I really don't. I know he's going to get more work than he did the other night, but I still don't think that. I don't want to drop White. That makes me sad. Drop Najee, Najee or Marks, Najee. Yeah, okay, I'm probably going to have to drop Najee. Okay, let's see. Purdy or Kyler here? I'd probably say Brock Purdy. I think I have Purdy ranked higher in my rankings this week, so Purdy plays the Seahawks. No, actually, because Kyler plays the Saints, duh. Yeah, start Kyler. My bad. That's Kyler for sure. Yeah, Najee is just a handcuff, but I think, yeah, I can drop guys who've already played, and so I'm going to drop him. Is it worth getting the season pass now after my draft? Yeah, I would say it is. MTSS, appreciate you. Again, you do get the vouchers for the start sit trade question. And also, we're going to have a new product where we send you basically a weekly version of your lineup with all the lights and start sits and our recommended lineup for you. And so you're going to get that with the season pass as well. We're launching that next week. So should I start CMC or Pollard? I'd go CMC there pretty easily. I'm down to 38 projected win. We got to get that up. Which wide receiver two? You go Wilson for floor, JMO for ceiling. Ooh, great question. I think I have Garrett Wilson much higher this week, but honestly, I don't think it's that far off. And if you look, I mean, I think you nailed it. I think if you want the safe floor, you go Garrett Wilson. I think if you want to shoot for them, 38% on sleeper means almost nothing in terms of win percentage, and so I wouldn't even worry about that. So I would just start your safe guy, and I would go Garrett Wilson there. So Jamison Williams or Stephon Diggs. I'd probably go JMO this week. I think I would go JMO. I think JMO's the play. All right. And again, I've got the link right here if you'd like to get your start sit question answered. Otherwise, we're just hanging out answering as many of your guys' start sit questions as we possibly can right now. So make sure you drop a like on the stream. A couple start sit questions here. One from Cole. Appreciate you, Cole. I think this is a different team for you here. So your best options down here look like they're at the wide receiver position. Oh, you got Connor. You're flexing Connor 1,000%. Outside of that, obviously Chris Rodriguez not playing. It's Golden, Olave, or Downs. Yeah, so between Golden, Olave, and Downs, let's just look here. I have Golden at 36, Olave at 25, and Downs at 38. So I'm going to go Chris Olave there. I think Chris Olave is a decent start this week, actually, with pretty good matchup for Olave. So I think you go Olave in that last flex spot, so... Abe says, I keep getting errors on multiple ESPN links copying the Flock website. Is there a common reason with these ESPN that they would not work? Make sure you have the plugin installed. There's like a little tutorial when you go to link your ESPN team. Make sure you have that plugin installed, and that should help. So I did see Njoku, and I did see that it was a tight end premium, and I can't bring myself to flex a tight end. Floor's too low there. We're going to start Jerome Ford pops. We're going to start Jerome Ford over Nick Chubb this week. Again, I'm just not big on starting Nick Chubb, to be honest with you guys. I'm just not big on starting Chubb. At tight end, you've got a couple options here, but I think you go with Colston Loveland for sure. Wandale, Keon, Mims, Douglas, or Chubb. So this is where I think you can go ahead and plug Chubb in. Feel better about that. And then your last flex, again, a lot of young guys. I'd probably go, and Mooney is out, so I'd probably go Coleman in your last flex spot this week. It's between Coleman and Mims. I think I'm most comfortable with Coleman, so I'd rather take the upside shot with Coleman there. Dalton, appreciate you. What's up, buddy? I need help deciding flexes and wide receivers. It's a 2 tight end premium. Okay. So wide receivers here. We've got, oh, wow. We've got JMO and Rome. I think you go JMO and Rome here. And then flexes, you have currently Kelsey. Did you already start Kelsey, I'm assuming? That's unfortunate. Because then you got to go James Cook. You got to start James Cook. It sucks because it leaves Judy on your bench, but I have Judy over Jameson Williams. Sorry, I have JMO over Judy. My bad. As much as I like Judy as a start this week, I think you got to go Jameson Williams there. So, are they going to let... Why won't it let me add a kicker? It's showing that Sammy can add a kicker, but it won't let me add a kicker. Now. All right, so we're going to pick up a kicker. Oh, Shooter's on the waivers. Let's go Shooter. Stack him with Jamar. Extra points every time Jamar scores a touchdown. I have to drop somebody. Okay, we're dropping Najee. Oh, I can't drop Najee? No! Shut up. Oh, this is a catastrophe, you guys. Oh, my gosh. No, 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 no. Why? No. Let me drop him. Oh, that is catastrophic. I don't want him. No! Oh my gosh. Okay. Holy crap. That sucks. So do I drop... I guess I have to drop one of Tootin, Rashad White, Marks. Who do I drop? Dude, Bush, what the frick? Like, what? I'm about to freaking text him. What the heck? Why can't I drop him? That is ridiculous. I will tell Bush to change that. Okay. Keep answering your start sit questions here. I'm going to text Bushy. All right, I texted Bush. We'll see what he says. Is it normal to be able to drop players after they played? I thought it was, but I didn't know that. So I know I'm terrified. What's going to happen is I'm going to drop Woody Marks and he's going to, you know. I don't know if that's normal or not, Levi. Are you guys allowed to drop players that have already played in your leagues? So let me know. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I'm stupid. That is tragic though, because I'm gonna drop Marks. He's gonna be the running back one there by the end of the week. And he's gonna be a season league winner. I know it will happen. I've got to keep him on my team. I could try to trade him. I could tell somebody to come trade for him. Let's do that. Let's see what Bush says. That's brutal. No. Oh yeah, they're streaming. No. That's a free roster spot. No. Okay, well, never mind. Shoot. I don't know. I don't want to drop Tootin either, but I feel like dropping Tootin would be safer than dropping Marks at this point. That's literally how every fantasy league operates. Can't drop player if they played. All right, I lied. I've never tried to do that. I've never tried to do that. I think Tootin is a safer week one drop. It just sucks. He's a guy that really I should be holding on to. That is highly unfortunate. I'll just drop Jamar Chase. Yeah, I could trade Najee before I mean, maybe somebody will. I'm telling them I'll trade Najee for literally anything. They're probably going to try to screw me, so whatever. They want me to drop my good running backs. It's fine. It's all right. I'm still going to win. All right. I've got the link to get your start. Sit question. Have you tried locking in? I'm trying. I'm trying to lock in right now. There's a link to get your start. Sit questions. Shy Bears, we got you. Appreciate you. Hunter or Odunze here. I think you got to go Odunze. And then in your flex, it's between Tracy, Henderson, and Hunter. That's tough, man. That's tough. It's between, I think you got to start a running back here in your flex, so it's between Henderson and Tracy for me. And I have Henderson ranked higher, so I think Henderson's gonna have a good week in his first week, Shy Bear. So I think you got to go. So we will find out. Yeah, I might have to trade Tootin or Marks for Fab. I might have to do that. Man, that's brutal. Aaron Jones, Debo, or Metcalf, pick 2. I would go Metcalf and Aaron Jones. Judy or Chuba in the flex, I would go running back there, and I would go Chuba Hubbard for sure. PPR, you go Tillman or Burden. I would probably Tillman. Rest of season, Tillman or Burden. Pass. He's mad you text him about waivers. He can get over it. He's just mad because all of his players get hurt and he can't do anything in that league. He's going to get over it. Again, try not getting last in the league and then come talk to people. And then you have a little bit of room to talk. But even if I trade Najee, yeah. Pittman or Eckler flex. Eckler. I think you got to go the running back. So, I mean, my gosh, the dude talks more crap than anybody I've ever met. I've never seen somebody so bad at fantasy football that talks. Oh, he said, sure, it's changed. I literally do not care. That he actually changed it. Seriously? Can I really do it? Did he actually change it? It let me drop him. We're picking up QJ. Oh no, we're picking up Shooter. Let's go. We did it, boys. We got him. We got Shooter on our team now. All right. I'm sure somebody's going to get mad about that. I know somebody's going to get mad about that. Bush did upgrade to W commish. I'm going to have to take back what I said about Bush. Great guy. I love him. That is actually how I feel about Bush, but I love that I've got to talk crap to him in fantasy. Infinite bench hack. That is true. That is very true. Michael Penix or Justin Fields this week. I think I do have Fields higher. We'll go Fields this week for that start decision. So, Etienne or Gibbs? Wow. Gibbs, but man, I know I am a lobbyist. I'm feeling good about that. Judy or Sutton? Again, if you got any start sit questions, drop in the comments. I'm gonna get to as many of these as I can in the comments. But I've also sorry, Corey's texting me. I told him he's a great commish. Oh, man. Between these three guys, I would go Sutton. I'd start Sutton over Judy and Igbuka. Love or Purdy? Purdy. Purdy for me. I've got it right there. Pearsall or Hunter? I would go Travis Hunter this week in a full point PPR. I think Hunter's going to have a great first week in the NFL. But Jerome Ford or Travis Hunter? Chat, let's help him out with this one. Jerome Ford or Travis Hunter? I don't know if I can decide between those two guys. I would probably say Hunter, to be honest with you. I'd probably go Travis Hunter there. Timo's got a start-sit question here for us. Obviously, looking at your lineup, this is a dynasty lineup. You've got two guys in quarterback position I feel very good about. Obviously, you got Kyron and Gentee, Malik Neighbors, Drake London, very stacked lineup here. And you're basically just deciding between Emeka Egbuka and Travis Hunter. I don't know. Just start Darren Waller so you don't have to live with the decision of starting the wrong one. Just start Trevor Etienne and say, oops, I thought it was Travis. Egbuka or Hunter, huh? That's it is the question of the day right now. What do the FSE boys think? I'm gonna text them. Actually, I have their rankings. I'll just check their rankings. I guarantee somebody's going to get mad about that. Like I'm almost certain it's going to be Zach. I'm almost certain Zach's going to see that I was able to drop Najee and he's going to be so pissed. And literally a timestamp of this is 12 o'clock p.m., 1 hour to game time. I'm calling my shot that somebody's going to get pissed about that. And it literally is so innocent, but whatever. Or is it? I want to look real quick. Who does everybody else have? The expert consensus have Egbuka or Hunter higher. Are you kidding me, dude? They are back to back. All right, let's check Danny. Danny loves both of them. Danny has Egbuka higher. No, he has Hunter at 20. Oh my gosh, Danny. Okay. And let's see who Corey has. This is not helping my decision at all. He has them back to back. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that doesn't help. Go Travis Hunter. Go Travis Hunter. That's my gut pick for you. That's all I can give you is a gut pick at that point for those two guys, so. Yeah. Yeah, Danny does have Egbuka lower because he traded him away. That's very true. DK or Jalen Warren are we going in the flex this week? Man, tough. I think I'd say Jalen Warren. I think you got to go. I think this is one of the only weeks you want to start Jalen Warren. So, ESPN had Egbuka number 12 in their week 1 rankings. The wide receiver 12? Excuse me? Oh my gosh. Olave or Egbuka, I go Olave there. I was going to say, I mean, literally, I have Egbuka and Hunter in the exact same tier, and I'm very comfortable starting both of them. So, like, you want to start a Hunter? Yeah, it's great. You want to start Egbuka? Go for it. I mean, again, I'm very comfortable with both. So, like, go with whichever one you want. So, I know that's a very good answer. I know. All right, what else we got? Drop your questions. I got you guys. Monty or Tracy for running back 2. I don't know. I really don't feel like Monty's too high in my rankings. I don't know why he was this high. I'd honestly put Monty behind these guys. I would go Tracy, to be honest with you. I'd go Tracy. Go Tracy. Avery or Nathan, who are we choosing? Oh, start Avery. Avery's the one here with you on a Sunday morning doing a live stream. 1 more hour, boys. We are 58 minutes from game time. Drop a like. Appreciate you. Let's get 100 likes here. 1 hour till game time. Again, make sure you set your lineups there. Darnell Mooney is out. What's the 1 o'clock games? Let's just go through the injuries for the 1 o'clock games real quick just to make sure you guys have your lineup set. Tampa Bay, Atlanta, of course, Darnell Mooney is ruled out for this game, and so do not have Darnell Mooney in your lineup. Okay. Obviously, Egbuka's the wide receiver too. I like him both and Travis Hunter. Outside of that, I think these are the only injuries on this team. Cincinnati, Cleveland. I don't think there are any injuries for Cincy here. Cleveland, on the other hand, Jerome Ford and Dylan Sampson, you can start either of them. I feel more comfortable with Ford. Miami, Devon Achane is playing. Tyreek Hill is playing. Josh Downs is playing. So no significant injuries in this game, so you should be good. Those guys are healthy. Obviously, no Coker. Legette's streamable. Brian Thomas is playing. Very interesting that when you go on Sleeper and you look at wide receiver, that Travis Hunter doesn't show up. It's very interesting. Next 1 o'clock game. I don't think there are any injury updates in any of these games here. Las Vegas, New England. I don't think there's anything crazy here. So we should be good now. We should be good. Again, I would lean Austin Eckler over Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt right now. So, yeah, we're going to be watching Red Zone on the big screen today. So, right over there. So, Henderson, Swift, or Wilson. Appreciate you, Dylan. Ooh, Henderson, Swift, or Wilson. That is a toughie. For me, it's between Henderson and Wilson. I'd go Henderson. I'm calling my shot with Hendo this week. Nathan likes Henderson, and I trust Nathan. Because why wouldn't I trust Nathan? It's not like Nathan has made bad decisions on public channels or anything. Hunter or Walker? You got to start Kenneth Walker there. Wilson or J-Mo? I'd say Garrett Wilson still. I got the link to get your start sit question answer. Going to pop over and see if we got any more of these. Yeah, Timo, I'm going to give you Hunter here to round out that very long tangent that I had right there. So, okay, Jonah, we got you. Appreciate you, man. Let's take a look. 14 team start, 7-1 QB. You've got one flex, basically, you're asking about. Between Golden, Hunter, and Egbuka. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to say this, y'all. I'm going to say this to you. The fact that so many of you have Hunter and Egbuka on your team means you're going to win so much money in fantasy football. Trust me. You will win so much money. I'm going to give Egbuka for you. It's an upside play in a start 7 league 14 team, so I'm just going to split the difference here. I'm going to go Egbuka for you. I'm so mad that I didn't get Hunter or Egbuka in the flock draft because I wanted both of them, and they both were taken by the FSC guys, of course. Flowers or Egbuka, you go Egbuka. Chuba or James Conner, you go James Conner, I think. I think I have James Conner higher. Back to back. I'd probably say James Conner because I like the matchup better, if that makes sense. Do we like Matthew Golden? I like him enough in the flock league. Okay, here we go. I need chat help for the flock league here. Actually, let's make a clip out of this because let's go ahead and do a flock league clip. So you guys, I'm going to ask you to participate. I'm going to ask you a question. So make sure you are make sure you're ready to comment my question here. It is Sunday morning. We're live streaming right now. We've got a bunch of beautiful people on the live stream with us. And going through and setting up our lineup here. And I'm currently flexing the rookie, Matthew Golden. It looks like Jaden Reed's going to play. But I know what's going to happen is I'm going to make this lineup choice. And I'm going to choose the wrong guy. Because I've got Matthew Golden. If Jaden Reed is playing, I think I have to consider starting Michael Pittman over Matthew Golden. And so chat, my question for you, YouTube chat, is do I start Michael Pittman or do I start Matthew Golden? I've currently got Golden in. My gut says Golden. My head says Pittman. I'm probably going to screw this up. Let's see what the chat says, and we're going to make a decision out of that. Clip farming, whatever. You can cut this out here, Nick. Where are we going, chat? Detroit, do I want to watch? I don't want to root for the Colts. I don't want to root for the Colts. Golden. The chat is saying Golden, 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 Golden. I'm starting Matthew Golden. If Michael Pittman goes off this week, I'm going to be ticked. All right, thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. Golden, 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 Golden. Everybody's saying Golden. It is the more fun option. I agree with that. It's definitely the more fun option to go with Golden here, so. Golden showers, baby. Jennings, Myers, or Montgomery. I go Monty. Start the running back there. Start the touchdown upside. Monty has a better chance of getting a touchdown than those guys do. So, if Pittman goes off, it's Chat's fault. I'm terrified I'm going to be watching the Colts game and he's going to pop off. I'm going to be like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's going to be Warren, though, I feel like. Travion or Emeka Egbuka, I think you got to go Travion. I think you start the running back. It is a PPR league, but I think you go Travion Henderson. I like flexing running backs. That's my fantasy football start sit strategy is to flex running backs every time I can. So I still can't decide between Tracy, Warren, Ford, and Harvey. For me, it's Tracy and Warren. My first option there is Tracy. Pearsall or Henderson, I think you go Henderson. Hawkinson or TJ Warren, I'm gonna go Warren. I'm gonna ride with the rookie tight end. I'm gonna go Warren this week. Swift, Henderson, or Wilson. Yeah, I think I answered this one, Dylan. I think I'd go Henderson here. So, okay, so it's a start two for you. Yeah, then I would go Tracy and Warren there. Dolphins defense is booty. Pittman might cook. I know. This is what I'm struggling with. Don't make me second guess this. Monty or Rome in a PPR league, go Rome Odunze there. Yeah, I'm always flexing running backs. Pollard, Sutton, J.K. Dobbins in the flex. I would go Pollard. Flex 2, Hunter, J-Mo, Golden, or Dobbins. I would go Hunter and J-Mo there. Dobbins or Emeka Egbuka, a.k.a. Mbuka. I'd go Egbuka. I'm going to break my rule. I think I'd go Egbuka. I guarantee I've had that question already on the stream, and I answered it the opposite way because it's very close for me, so... Green Bay D or Buffalo D. Both terrible matchups. I'd probably go Buffalo there. Judy or Myers? I'd go Judy. I'm not huge on starting Myers in week 1, to be honest with you. So that is an insane trade there, F. Rody. Good job, man. You fleeced him. You know that. Reed, Higgins, or Thornton? T. Higgins or Jaden Higgins? I'm assuming it's Jaden Higgins. I'd probably start Higgins out of that group, to be honest with you. You can make an argument for Jaden Reed. I have Jaden Reed ranked higher, but I mean, he's hurt, so I have him much higher. I lied. Go Reed. I have him much higher. Echelon's going to start sit. I got you, man. Again, if you guys want your start sit question answered, I'm trying to get to as many as I can, but you can get it put up on the site. We can look at your whole lineup this week and also look at your team. All right. Appreciate you, Echelon. Got your lineup. It's a 1 QB 10 team start 9. Burrow, I agree with. CMC, you have to. HN, you have to. I would rather not. I would rather put Adams here as my starter. And I would flex Downs. Yeah, Echelon, I think you have it right. Because I would be flexing Ricky Pearsall here with Adams as my wide receiver 3. And then Pearsall and Downs is my wide receiver 4 and 5. You don't have any. I don't really want to start any of these running backs. Still in Sampson, you could make an argument for, but again, we don't know what that's going to look like. And so what I think the decision maker here is, I think the wide receivers in this case are actually your floor play, because again, we don't know what Dylan Sampson's floor is. We don't know how much he's going to play in week 1, and so there's also that. So, yeah, you're basically deciding between Warren or Downs. I see. It's a no tight end premium, and it's a half-point PPR. I would go Downs. In my opinion, I'd go Downs. JCM or Shakir? I'd probably start Shakir. Jennings or Harvey? Probably Harvey. There. Yeah, I figured that was what it was. Tet or Jerome Ford? I would go Tet. I'd go Tet McMillan there at the flex spot. So. London or Christian McCaffrey? Got to go Christian McCaffrey there, in my opinion. Got to start CMC. Sitting CMC is, the Odunze over Egbuka starts still scaring me here. I get it. Obviously, Egbuka has a clearer path to opportunity, but I mean, again, I like Odunze. So Pollard or Pearsall? Pollard for sure. Hawkinson or Tyler Warren, I would go Tyler Warren. I'd start Tyler Warren. I think I do have Tyler Warren ranked higher for this week as well. So I do. Yep. Pollard or Jerome Ford, you go Pollard there. Pollard's a must start this week. You got to start Pollard everywhere you have him. So was going to go to Shakir, but Rodriguez is out now. I'm debating. Yeah, I get that. The Chris Rodriguez news does change a little bit of how we're starting Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt this week, but I still think you have the wide receiver one for Buffalo, and so I think you've got to go. I think you've got to go Shakir there. Ridley, Pearsall, Harvey, Hunter, or Ford. I'm assuming that's Travis Hunter. I would go Calvin Ridley. Yeah, I go Calvin Ridley, Travis Hunter there. Odunze or Olave. My choice would probably be Odunze there. Those guys are in the same tier. Either. They're in the same tier. I like Odunze, so. But Olave's got a better matchup. Filet Fish had a dream last night that Juwan Jennings put up 2 touchdowns on the Seahawks. Do with that what you will. So we might need to move Juwan Jennings up our rankings, is what you're saying. Might have to do that. Should you Pollard over Warren? Yeah, I would start Pollard over Warren for sure. Yes, even in a tight end premium. Garrett Wilson, Travis Hunter, or Rome Odunze. You starting one here? I would start Garrett Wilson. I'd start your best wide receiver there, George. I'd start G-Dub. Very interested to see what Garrett Wilson does with old Justin Fields as his quarterback, though. I will say that. It's going to be very interesting. Start, sit at flex, Olave, Flowers, and RJ Harvey. My rankings here would be Olave, Flowers, and then Harvey probably for this week. So, is JCM worth a start since Chris Rodriguez is out? I think he's like, if you have him as a flex and you don't have any better options, I think so, yeah. So a little bit. It changes it a little bit. Like, I'm a little bit more comfortable recommending him to people as a start. So, should I flex Travion over Marv and Adams? No, I don't think so. I would start Marvin Adams there in full point PPR league. I would start Marvin Adams there. So, oh, Jaylen Warren. Oh yeah, Pollard over Jaylen Warren for sure. Yes, yeah. I got you guys. Thank you. Ridley, even with the pass retain shadowing. Again, I've had some scenarios where I've recommended people don't start Ridley, but we still do have him as the wide receiver 31 for this week. So, Waddle over Kupp. I would start Waddle over Kupp at your flex spot. Yes, I would start Waddle before I started Kupp. Not high on Kupp. I'm very interested to see what he's going to do. So let's refresh here, see what other start set questions you guys have submitted. Again, I've got the link down here. We got echelons, I think. Yeah, we did. All right, Cal. Appreciate you. Goff Fields. So I think you want to go. I'm going to go Goff. I have Goff ranked higher for this week. Goff at 15, Fields at 18. So I'm going to go Goff. JCM or Trey Benson, you go JCM there for sure. Looks like the rest of your lineup looks pretty good. Yeah, I would go Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt over Trey Benson for sure. I mean, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, in my opinion, has a better opportunity to get high volume in week 1 than Trey Benson does. And so, again, I think with running backs, like always, you chase the volume there. In terms of your quarterback, I get it. Like, Fields is going to have the upside. Looking at these guys' matchup, Fields obviously has Pittsburgh, which is tough. Goff has Green Bay, and I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. I lean Jared Goff, though. MTSS, appreciate you, man. Yeah, you do have a free start sit question if you want to use that today or next week or whatever. So just whenever you want. But appreciate you joining, man. Should I start Travis Hunter or Tyler Warren? It's a tight end premium, leaving Travis Hunter. I'd go Travis Hunter. Yeah, I would start Travis Hunter for sure. I like starting Travis Hunter this week, so. Jacoby Myers or JCM, I think it's a toss-up. I would probably lean Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, though. I'm a little bit more comfortable starting him now that I know that they don't even have Chris Rodriguez starting there this week. So So yeah, I would probably say JCM there. So. What's your outlook on Britton Strange this year? I have him as a deep sleeper. I think he's a sleeper, but that's about all I can say about him at the moment. I'm not like betting on him performing by any means, if that makes sense. So can't decide between Goff or May. I'm not as high in the Packers DB room as everyone else is. So I think I have May. I have May ranked higher than Goff. I would personally. Also, Drake May playing the Raiders. Like I would personally go with Drake May here. I think Drake May is the choice for me there, if that helps you out. Sportsbooks have Warren as the clear workhorse. Also, plus 115 to score seems like a good play. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I've been giving people Warren. Again, I think if you have Jalen Warren, the time to start him is in week 1. So if you had Jalen Warren on your team and you're trying to decide whether to flex him or not, I think Warren is probably. I think you're deciding between Pollard and Warren, though. And again, I'm still going with Pollard. Pollard's just the better running back with just as much opportunity. So Warren is way too low in these rankings. And so is Dobbins. Why? Dobbins and Harvey should be flipped. JCM, I'll move up a little bit. Hunter Henry or Zach Ertz? I'd probably go Ertz. I like them both, though. I like them both. The rain's nasty in New England. I did not know it was raining there like that. That's a great point. Let's see what it says. Yeah, it does say it's very nasty. Okay, fine. I'm actually cool with you not going May there then, if you really think that, I mean, I'm cool going Goff. Again, they're not that far. They're only 5 spots apart for me, so I don't really mind. Pick your poison there. I didn't know it was raining there. That's actually really good to know. I wonder if it's raining anywhere else. It says it's raining in Jacksonville. It says it's raining in... Is it raining on the whole East Coast right now? Is that what's happening? I wonder how that's going to affect my games. It says, no, it better not be freaking raining in Cincinnati or in Cleveland. Is it raining everywhere? Surely this isn't right. NFL games forecast. Let's do some weather reporting, boys. NFLweather.com. How about that? Okay, the Cincinnati game is clear. The Patriots-Raider games, it says 23% chance of rain. The Jets-Pittsburgh game, it could rain. These games, it could rain. Slight chance. I just need Jamar Chase to catch a bunch of balls today, and I'll be good. So I just need Jamar Chase. How about that? Sleeper posted a video on Twitter for New England. We'll have to look at that here real quick. Let's go to Sleeper. It must be a different Sleeper. There's multiple accounts for Sleeper, so. Trying to see if there's any other injury report news on here as well, but yeah, I think Bills stock up, especially with Chris Rodriguez being out for sure. I'm not seeing anything crazy, so. Good question here. What are your thoughts on Hampton after watching his first game? The main thing I was looking for with Amari and Hampton in his first game in the NFL was the volume and the split between Najee Harris. Now, obviously, as Najee gets ramped up in that offense, he's going to get more work there. But it doesn't matter. They love Amari and Hampton. I think he was, I mean, for a big body guy, he runs a little bit high, and that's fine. We knew he ran high. But he's big. He's a big guy, and I think he was moving well for a big guy. I think when the running lanes were there, I think he was making a lot out of it. He was playing the defense with the best run defense in the NFL that allowed the least amount of running back points last year to fantasy football running backs in his first game ever in the NFL. People said he looked slow. I didn't think he looked slow. I was more worried about the volume. I think he's going to be an absolute stud in fantasy football this year. I think he's going to be an absolute stud in fantasy football. I'm not worried about him at all. Like, I'm not even 1% worried. I'm very encouraged with what I saw with Amari Hampton, so. Got to make sure to fade those Mason's pick. That's true. What was Mason's pick on here? We need to know. We need to know for our start sit. Let's just look at. Let's honestly. This is going to be a segment on our. This is going to be a segment on our Sunday morning live streams. Is who do we fade based on who Mason has? Okay. Amon-Ra, Oh, so yes. He picked Tet McMillan lower than 12.5 fantasy points. That's an awful pick. Tet McMillan's going to have 15 today. Amon-Ra higher than 11.5 fantasy points. That's an easy pick in my opinion. So the Tet McMillan one, man, you're going to lose people money there, Mace. Okay, so we know Tet McMillan's popping off, and we know that Amon-Ra St. Brown is potentially going to have a bad day. So that's what we know based on the Mason picks. The anti-Mason. Yeah, I do like Hampton, by the way. People ask me about this. If you have Hampton, I think you're in a really good spot. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to obviously get better as the year goes on. So, all right, Jiggly Beats. I need some help with the flex. It's Henderson, Olave, or Waddle here. Yeah, I think it's got to be Henderson for me. I like flexing running backs for the most part, and I think there's no exception here. I wonder if there's been any news that has come out about Travion Henderson since we, even since the morning. I wonder if anything's come out, or if we're just it's gonna be a complete surprise. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything crazy. But I like Hendo, so I think we're going to go Hendo here for you, Jiggly Beats. Really appreciate you, man. Thanks for submitting a start-sit question. All right, and then Innovation, what's up? Good to see you, Innovation. Really, your last flex here is what you're deciding. It's Bill. I mean, it's Bill here, in my opinion. It's very clear. I don't think you're starting Charbonnet over Bill. Mooney is out. Caleb Johnson, you're not starting. Bashal Tootin, you're not starting. Yeah, I think it's Bill here pretty easily. Again, the Chris Rodriguez news does make me a little bit more comfortable with starting Bill, and so good with that. All right. Appreciate you, Innovation. Dude, Dylan, I'm not gonna... You really want to start Warren. Start Jaylen Warren, dude. Start Jaylen Warren. Like, you should go with your gut. You should definitely go with your gut on this one. We are 35 minutes away from NFL football, ladies and gentlemen. We are in good shape right now. But do I flex Jennings or Chubb? You don't have to put him on once, Billy Bob. I don't know. I mean, I would probably say Chubb. I'd probably just start the running back there, but I'd probably start the running back. I'd go Chubb. Hampton looked good, a lot of holds. Yeah, I mean, again, I think the line was really bad, and that's concerning. I'm more concerned about the line than I am Hampton. There you go, Dylan. I know that's what you wanted me to tell you. You wanted me to just tell you to start Warren. You start him, buddy. You got this, man. You'll win. I'm sure you'll be right. So, Loveland or Josh Palmer for a sicko flex? Ooh, for sickos, I go Loveland there. Start your best player. I go Loveland. Loveland would be my pick there. 35 minutes from pain and disappointment. I might literally just watch the Bengals game to watch Jamar Chase. Like, that is, I think at this point, that's what I'm going to do, because I just need to see Jamar Chase be on my fantasy team. Patrick Mahomes is the only guy helping us out so far on Zero Dark Avery. So, and what's funny is, as bad as Hampton and Smith were, I'm still projected to beat Nathan, because that's how bad Nathan's team is. How about that? So, got a gut feeling about Jennings without you counting. That's what makes it hard. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad start. So, are we lower on Ladd now than after week 1? Sorry if you answered this. No, nobody's really asked that. Not really. I still think Ladd's the best receiver there by a long shot. So, I mean, based on week 1 though, there may be games where Ladd isn't the top receiver there, and so that we have to keep that in mind as well. So, okay. All right. My matchup next week is Mason. It's rivalry week next week, so got my rival. Is Flockley your only share of Jamar? Actually, it might be, yeah. I have some Dynasty shares. Evidently, I'm in danger of getting cut in my chopped league this week, so that's fantastic. I'm second to last in odds. That's bad. Who freaking bombed on my team this week? It was Hampton, that's why. Oh, I've got Mooney in my lineups. I'm going to have to like set my starting lineups today. It's a big rip. Does the rain make you flex Caleb over May? Yeah, I mean, if it really is pouring rain like disgusting there, then yeah. Crystal says, thanks for all the input drafted based on your tier system. Really happy with my team this year. Absolutely, you're welcome. I'm very glad that it worked out for you. Kyler Murray is 6. Should I play Daniel Jones just for this week? I would still play Kyler probably. Monty or RJ, I would go Montgomery. So I would go Montgomery. Should I flex Ibuka or Dibbs? Sorry if you already answered. I just joined. I think we've got Diggs higher for this week. Diggs or Ibuka. Actually, we do have Ibuka higher, which that's my gut pick anyway. So I would go Ibuka. So. All right, start sit question from Mark here. Quarterback, Justin Fields, CJ Stroud. We do have Stroud higher, so we're going to go Stroud in week 1. And it looks like you were just deciding between those two guys, so yeah. Yeah, I would say go Stroud. This is a tougher matchup for Fields against Pittsburgh, so. Pick 2 here, Shakir, Myers, Jennings, or Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. I would go with Shakir and JCM here, I think. Yeah, I'm going with Shakir and JCM. Taking the over or under in the Colts game? I have no clue. I'd probably take the over. Probably going to be a shootout. Terrible teams. So, Trev or Caleb in week 1, I would go Trevor. I'd go Trevor Lawrence there. I like the matchup for Trevor against the Carolina Panthers this week, so. All right. But again, if you would like to get start, sit, trade questions on the stream answered here, you do get free ones with the season pass. Again, the season pass is going to get you start, sit tool that we're going to be releasing. It's going to get you all of the different stuff you need in season. So all the different databases and articles we have, our trade calculator, our Discord, everything. And so use code domain for the season pass, get everything you need for this season. And I've got it in the link that I pinned here. So, okay. All right, well, we are getting pretty close here, and so I'm going to go set my lineups because I have not done that yet, and I desperately need to take about 20 minutes to do that. And so I've set most of them, but football is officially back, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's safe to say, and I will be on tonight. We are going to be, of course, recording videos for you. There's going to be videos tonight, tomorrow, Tuesday, multiple videos. We're gonna have tons of videos for you this week. Legit, between the two channels, we're gonna have 10 videos this week. And so be ready for a week full of content. I'm gonna be, I don't know if I'll be live. I might be live after the Sunday night game tonight, so keep an eye out for me there. But we will see you guys then. All right, have fun watching football. Hopefully there's not too many commercials on Red Zone, but we will see you here with a video tonight. And also, of course, we will see you tomorrow on a live stream, maybe even tonight after Sunday Night Football on a live stream. So peace out, enjoy the games, and we'll see you here soon.